Hello, we're here at Shoe Healer in Doncaster, and we've had a message from Nick, and Nick's message is: my Cheaney Tweed C boots with commando sole are fantastic and absolutely bulletproof, so it would be interesting to see how they stack up to the equivalent Trickers. Well, Nick, the equivalent Trickers is the Stow boot, the Cheaney Tweed C. Here they are side by side. Standard form, the Stow boot isn't available with the commando sole, but you know, anybody orders a Stow boot from us, we will switch that over to commando sole in with the price if that's what they want. So these are the two boots here, and the main difference really is the look, the aesthetics. The quality wise, there's very little difference in these boots. The aesthetics, the Cheaney boot there with the grained leather in this beautiful colour, it's just fabulous, and it's probably a little bit more stylish than the Stow. The Stow boot here with leather sole or with day-night sole as standard, and like I say, we can put that to commando sole if that's what somebody wants. Commando, or of course the Ridgeway sole if you want, we can do that for you. The Stow boot. So the difference with the Stow boot, well, first of all, the Stow boot does have the half bellows tongue in there. So if you were wearing these out shooting, let's say you're going through long grass and such, then you probably would be better with the Tricker as a full country boot. Not that the Cheaney would give you any problems, because the facings would be nice and tight across the front of the boot, but after a long time walking through grass, the Stow boot, which is a traditional country boot, remember, you would be shooting in your Trickers probably over your Cheaneys. The leather that is used in these, absolutely fabulous. The standard leather on your Trickers Stow boot is a beautiful calf leather, really soft, gorgeous leather. Of course, on the Cheaney, it comes with the grained leather, which is lovely and soft, or it comes with the dark leaf, smooth leather, which is a little bit tougher than the grained leather. I always find the grained leather, when it's been embossed with that grained finish, it just helps to soften the leather up a little bit. The Tricker boot is probably slightly wider, and later on in this video I'll be trying these boots on and just comparing them to my foot, which I consider I've got a slightly narrow foot. But the two boots together, of course, the Cheaney, you have the speed hooks on top, whereas the Trickers you don't, but again, we can fit that for you. You have 9 holes. 9, 8. Let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on the Cheaney boot, and it's a 7 eyelet on the Stow boot. So the Cheaney boot is just slightly higher than the Tricker boot. But for quality of construction, there is very little in between the two. It's all really, when we sell them in the shop, it's all about the aesthetics. Sometimes the Cheaney boot just looks a little bit more fashionable than the Tricker boot. In my honest opinion, if you were going to be using the boots for country wear, as in out shooting, walking the dogs and such, I would probably go for the Trickers with the bellows tongue, and I would also go for the sea shade, because this is a bull hide on the Trickers in the sea shade, and it's a slightly thicker leather on the sea shade than the other colours. It's a really nice, if you've never tried a sea shade boot, if you've never tried one on, they really are quite special. We're also, a bit later on in this video, we're going to weigh them, so you get an idea of what these boots weigh, which ones are heavier, softer than the other. But all of them, the Trickers and the Cheaney, are absolutely fabulous value for money. They're great shoes. Little bit lower down the scale, we have the Barkers. So where your Trickers are coming in at $5.95 for a Stow, your Cheaney, I believe, is around about the $4.95. You have the Barker coming in here with the day-night sole at $4.20, on sale at the moment, $3.15. not just from us, but from most retailers. $3.15 on the Barkers, which is a great boot. And again, it's a lovely leather. It's lovely construction, and it's value for money. Little bit further down, we have the Berwick at £260 full retail. The same day-night sole and a lovely leather upper. Of course, the Berwick is made in Spain. This particular one here doesn't have the midsole in, which makes the boot a little bit lighter to wear and a little bit easier on your foot if you can't get on with how substantial some of these other boots are. That might be a thing for us in the shop when somebody picks up one of these and says, by gum, they're heavy. The thing with all these boots is we want them to last, and you talk about the quality and the price that you're paying for your boots. Well, when a boot's been worn for a while and you start to feel and see the boot relax a little bit, some boots relax too far and they just look terrible. 12 months in, you'll know what I'm saying, 12 months in wearing a boot, and all of a sudden it started to just look like it's 100 years old, and it's just not kept its shape right. So when we pick up a boot, we want to feel how substantial the boot is, how the toe puff, how strong it is, how the counter is. Can we feel some substance in the boot? And then when we pick these Cheaneys up, by God, they're just absolutely solid. You know that this boot is going to keep its shape. A lesser boot here, just look at this. There's no substance at all to this boot. The heel counter, the toe puff, it's just, yes, this is a boot that's been worn a little bit, but it's lost its substance. So there's no strength to this boot, whereas your Tricker, you just know 20 years in, this is going to keep its shape and keep its strength. So the big thing between any of these boats is all about the aesthetics, the looks of them. Nothing to do with the quality or the construction of them. It's just the looks and which one suits your foot. The thing in the shop for us when customers come in, which are the best boots in the shop? The boots that you put on your feet and they feel comfortable. They feel right for you. So every time somebody walks in the shop, picks up a pair of Trickers or Cheaneys or any of the brands, and the first thing they say is, wow, how heavy are these shoes and boots? Well, they're not heavy, they're substantial. A Rolls Royce is substantial, it's quality, it's obviously going to have some weight about it, and that is great. This weight at the end of your foot is fabulous. It just feels like you've got a pair of boots or shoes on. So how much do they weigh? Well, this is a standard sort of trainer. I've got my scales set up here, and if we just put that onto there, we will see, look, 16 ounces for a standard sort of trainer shoe. So if we put that up against a Joseph Cheaney with the day-night sole, this is a size 9.5. How much does that weigh? Well, that's coming in at 27 ounces. 27 ounces for a Joseph Cheaney. If we put that up against a Trickers, again, day-night sole, size 9.5, we put the Trickers on there and we're at 29 ounces, slightly heavier. And if we then go on to a Barker, this is the Barker, again, a day-night sole, and we pop that on there, size 9.5, 31 ounces. So the Barker is actually heavier than the Trickers with the day-night sole. And then we go to the Berwick day-night sole, pop that on there, and 25 ounces, exactly where I thought a Berwick would come in. Now this is a Trickers with a leather sole, double leather sole, and to be fair and be honest with you, this is dropping down to a size 8.5 instead of a 9.5, so we've dropped to full size. So there will be a slight bit of difference there, but that's the double leather sole, and that is weighing in at 29 ounces. So just to see the difference between the soles, Nick had the Commando sole on his Cheaney. Commando sole, size 11 in the Cheaney. Day-night sole in the Cheaney, size 11. So we go with the day-night sole onto there, and we're at 29 ounces on a size 11. Size 11 with the Commando. and we're at 33 ounces with the Commando. So the Commando sole is heavier than the day-night sole. Well, let's break that down even further. Here's a day-night sole, as you would have fitted to any of these shoes here. We just pop that one on the scales there, and that's coming in at 5 ounces. If we have the same size, but the Commando sole, and we pop that onto the scales, we've got 9 ounces. So substantially heavier with your Commando sole and slightly heavier with your leather sole. But the day-night sole is the one that we've done that all across there just to show you how, not heavy, how substantial your quality boots are. Okay, sizing. How do they actually fit? Well, let's have a look. These are all size 9, except the Tricker Borton, which is the 8.5, which fits my size 9 foot. Lovely, because the Tricker Borton is on the double four last, which is generous by half a size. So the rest of them, all size 9. Let's have a start with the Joseph Cheaney, and just put that on my foot, size 9. Oh my word, that is beautiful, absolutely lovely. Little bit snug in the width, but snug is good because I'll bed that in. Plenty of room for my toes, because look at that big full knuckle toe there, look, plenty of room in there. Size 9, true to size on the Joseph Cheaney. Feels beautiful, absolutely fabulous. Now the Trickers Stow. Again, the size 9 Trickers Stow, 5 fitting in the sea shade. Oh, fabulous, really, really nice. Very slightly more width in this Trickers Stow than the Cheaney. Little bit more width, not quite as much room for my toes as in the Cheaney, but plenty for me. Size 9, absolutely perfect for me. Next one we have is the Berwick. Oh, and let's have a look at the Berwick. Oh, let's get that. Oh, come on. Oh, right. Cavernous. Cavernous. That is big in the width by half a size, but size 9 perfectly in the length. So that's all 3 boots. That's how they fit. This is our Brannock device. When I put my foot on the Brannock device and stand up, I'm a size 9 and I'm coming in at 27.5 centimeters on our Brannock device. So the fitting of these shoes is all quite standard, except the Berwick, which is up by at least half a size in the width. So my friend that's helping me today, he's just tried on the Tricker boot. Straight away he said, oh, that fits really nice, feels really good straight out the box, but I wouldn't have it because it's too big and bulbous. Put his foot into the Cheaney and said, yes, I think that's more me. Let's just see how it was on his feet. Just look, can you see the material there? Look, you see how there's just too much material, loose material there. So although this feels good on his foot, it's not really fitted. It's just too loose, far too loose. So let's go to the Cheaney and see how that feels. Just so important that you get this right. Okay, just pull those laces up a little bit and let's have it. Oh, straight away, that is a far better fit for him. Just lovely that. Not too much material across here. I can't bunch it up like I could in the Tricker. So the Tricker has a little bit more width. If you've got a wider foot, it's definitely the Trickers for you. So hopefully, Nick, that tells you just what you need to know about the two. Which one would you have? It's purely your call. I would say if you were out and about and you're going to give this boot a lot of stick and you're going to be out shooting and walking and really out in the country with it, I'd personally go with the Trickers. If you're going out round town dressed up in your nice shirt and jacket and you want a lovely pair of great looking boots on, I'd go with the Cheaney. If they're just a little bit out your budget but you still want a nice boot, you've always got the Berwick. And in between there, sorry, you've got the Barker as well, which is more of the dress boot, the good looking boot. So I hope that sorts it out for you. We've gone over the weight, we've gone over the fitting, and we've gone over the different sorts of soles in there. So hopefully we've covered that for you. If there's anything else that you want to know, send us a message and we'll see what we can do for you.